was a suspicious character after he filled out his client information form for his pet that he brought into the vet. He had no permanent address or phone number. But in contrast, I loved his confidence and compassion. I could tell how much he cared for his cats. He took in a stray pregnant cat that he protected and cared for and gave a good home afterwards.
Well, I hate to say it, but I just thought she was hot, just a hot chick. I didn't really think much of it. I asked for her number and she gave it to me. And I called her on Thursday, and we made a date for Friday night. And I actually thought she was too young for me. I almost blew her off. My best friend asked me to the movies, and I said, no, I got a date with this girl, but I don't know how old she is. She could be 20 or she could be 17. So you know what, I'm gonna take her to the dinner, I'll dump her home and meet you out at the movies. But on the date, I will say, they carded her, she was 22, so she was old enough, and she was Tabi, and I was enamored after the first date. She was so warm and funny and loving. I was smitten.
After our second date, we thought of each other as a couple. I know I wrote in my diary after 1 month of dating him that I was in love with him. You know that saying, when you know, that rings true for us. We just knew. He was my person in every way. I adore him.
From our second date on, we were a couple. We never had a discussion about whether we were exclusive or we were boyfriend or girlfriend. It was like from our second date on, it was just natural and easy. The only time I ever made anything official was 1 year later. I put a ring on her hand and asked her to marry me. And on our wedding day, my best friend asked me if I was nervous, and I said nope. I had no reservations at any time about marrying Tabitha.
I love all his attributes except the ones where he gets aggravated and wants to flip a table. But if I had to pick, my top 5 would be his dutifulness. Lewis has a code about him of duty. He must meet the obligations he puts on himself, or he doesn't feel like he is his authentic self. He cares deeply for his family, and he will do the right thing for them each time. His honesty, he's brutally honest, which I love because you'll always know what you're gonna get. You know, it'll be true. I love that. His intellect and his logic, I love how his brain works. He can look at things at a higher level, and I love his stick out theories, which is where he makes crap up actually, but it makes sense, and he does it in a logical way that actually comes true most of the time. It's pretty interesting. And his love. If Lewis gives the best love, he does the grandest gestures for me, and like from his marriage proposal to the re-proposal to this trip to sandals, he's just simply just his like looks and laughs, when he looks at me, I just know I'm loved.
Tabitha is just infinitely happy and warm. She is a kind person who sees joy in the smallest things, and she loves everybody. The people around her can feel that glow. She really is a magnet for everybody. I've had a song written for her, and through song, it's a service that you can do. And I was talking about how wonderful Tabitha was, but I said, well, I'm her husband, of course I'm gonna say that. So I added, I said, but everybody says this about Tabi. It isn't just me being biased. Everybody knows how warm and how loving she is. And he ended up making that the chorus to the song, that everyone says the same thing about you.
Lewis is my best friend, and we've shared so many great life experiences together. Honestly, from Iceland to hanging out with our cats, I treasure each moment that I spend with him, because it's all a blast. But my top 3 would be our honeymoon in Steamboat, where it just went completely perfect, the whole thing.
We went to Steamboat Springs, Colorado for our honeymoon. We got married in December, so we did a winter holiday. And Tabi had never been skiing, so it was kind of a risk, but she was pretty adventurous. And I knew even if she hated the skiing, that the magical snow and Christmas feel of the town would just make her happy.
He didn't know I'd like skiing, but I loved it. So we went skiing, and he set the room up, and it had a Christmas tree and all the gifts. It was wonderful.
But I tell you, everything went perfect. The weather was perfect. Everybody treated us so well. It was our honeymoon. We got upgraded to first class, and everything just went so well. It was one of the best weeks of my life. So that's one.
And then the second trip was memorable. Would probably be Costa Rica trip, where we did everything you could possibly do in Costa Rica. It was epic. And then the third was our Hilton trip, where we did a reconnect that grew our relationship even stronger and better than it is today. Very cool.
We had a little staycation at a hotel near a resort near our own home, not very far away. And we spent the entire weekend just, talking to each other and loving each other, and just it was a really amazing weekend for us about a year ago. I will say this past week has been pretty amazing. Recommitting the vows here in Grenada for the first time, and doing a warm anniversary for change instead of cold. It's been a pretty magical week. Well, Tabi and I have our own life mission statement, and it reads, we are happiness enthusiasts who choose to be happy every day through love, which I intend to love on her forever, life experiences, which we plan on continuing our adventures together, traveling the world and doing new things, learning new things. It's very important to us in our adventures, to whether it be dance, or she wants to play piano, I'm going to learn the guitar. I want to master Spanish and become fluent finally, cross that bridge. But we always want to be growing and learning. Security, which we want to make sure that we're sound financial footing and have a good life. And helping others who want to help themselves. Nothing brings joy like giving back and helping others.
Us retiring and starting our new adventure together, we are free to do whatever we want to do, from traveling to starting our business together, to donating our time to help others, to learn all the things we want to learn. We love to do our hobbies together and learn together. So we'll continue to dance, to do dance lessons, to learn Spanish fluently, learn how to play an instrument, take history and cooking classes together. And I'm excited to do all the things with my favorite buddy. It's gonna be great.
Tabitha, marrying you was the best decision of my life. I know I've told you that before, but it can't be repeated enough. You've made the last 20 years absolutely amazing and wonderful for me. You've been a shiny beacon in my life, and I know that that's going to continue for the next 20 years and hopefully more. I love you.
Oh, Louis, thank you for making my life extraordinary. I am just beyond blessed to have you in my life, and I pinch myself every day because you're a dream come true. I adore you. I love you.